Hello and welcome to my guide to sidechain compressing in Reaper using Unfiltered Audio's zip. To start off with some basics, because setting up sidechain in Reaper is a little bit different than some other DAWs. We will look into some theory and then I'll show you how to set it all up. So let's start with the compressor itself. For this example I'll be using zip, but you can really use any compressor as long as it has sidechain capabilities. For that you need a compressor that has 4 audio inputs. So you need 2 audio in for your left and right channel. Of course you need 2 audio out for your compressed sound, but you also need the 2 sidechain in channels, and that's very important when setting up in Reaper. So my project here is pretty simple. I have a synth line and I have some bass and snare hits, so that's this. So that's pretty simple stuff. That's all we need to demonstrate the principle. So the first thing you want to do is go to the effects of the thing you want to sidechain compress. So in this case that's the strings, and I'll load in Unfiltered Audio Zip. Now the first thing we need to look at in Zip is those 4 inputs I was talking about. So you have 4 inputs. And if you look in Reaper right now, at the top, you'll see 2, 4 in, 2 out. So you click this, and basically what you see here are the connections of this plugin. And right now it has 2 inputs, input left, input right, and it has output left, output right. So right now it is functioning like this. So we need to add 2 more inputs for the sidechain input. And for that we need to click the little plus icon. Now quite conveniently it will automatically detect that the other 2 are sidechain channels. So we now have a sidechain left and a sidechain right channel. So that's our first step. The second step is to actually put the plugin into sidechain mode, which can be done here. Now this isn't something you need to do with every plugin. Some plugins have auto detection for this. For Zip you do need to click the input into sidechain. So that covers that. So the next question is, how do we get the sound from our bass, drum and our snare into these 2 channels, the 3 and the 4 channel? So this is where we need to do some routing. And for that it's actually quite simple. You need to go to the track that will trigger the sidechain. So in this case it is my bass and snare. You take the route button, you drag it into the other track. So now we've made a cable connection. We took the 2 output cables of our second channel and we plug them into the first channel. If I leave it as is, it will actually have a bit of a weird effect, which I might be able to demonstrate. So as you can hear, I have soloed the string selection, but you can still hear the drum and the snare. And if I mute the drum and the snare, so essentially what is happening right now is that the audio from my bass drum and my snare is fed into here in the first and the second channel. So right now the bass and the snare are going into the audio in, and they will go out of the audio out. So that's not what we are looking for. So instead, we need to click the route icon, and we need to route them into 3 and 4. So now we've told Reaper that we want that signal to go into the sidechain in input. This is the nice thing of Zip. It actually has a graphical interface, so I can show you. You'll see in red the audio signal, so that's the signal 1, 2, left, right. And you'll see in blue the sidechain signal. Oh, I need to unsolo it, of course. Here we go. So every blue spike is a bass or snare, and all the red is just the normal audio. But as you can hear, there's not a whole lot of sidechaining going on right now. And for that we actually need to set a threshold at which it will trigger. So this is where you need to experiment a little bit. And then you need to set how much it will actually compress the signal. So let's just make it a bit extreme, something like 4 or something. It's not the best sounding, but the red line at the top actually displays how much sidechaining is going on, so you can actually throw some look at it on it. Makes release a little bit longer, attack a bit shorter, a little bit of a knee, make it a little bit less harsh. And there you go, sidechain compression in Reaper.